Okay, hello, welcome back to lesson 2. Again, make sure you've got a pencil and some paper before you start so that you can take down any notes you need to, and make sure you know how to pause me so that you can come back to me if you need to. Okay, so lesson 1 was all about how many minutes there are in an hour, how many minutes there are in half an hour, and quarter of an hour. And we were thinking about how many days there are in a week if you did that activity, and all those sorts of things, how many seconds are in a minute. So it's all useful bits that you need to know for when you are thinking about time. Now this one is slightly different. We're going to be thinking about the duration of time. So that's a bit of a strange word. We don't normally use that word in our everyday language, but it's the time during which something continues. So you'll have a bit of a better understanding of that by the end of this slide. This is how long it took me to eat my lunch today. Can you work out the duration of my lunch break? So today is Monday, and I've been making all of these, all of your Google slide stuff for next week, because I'll be in school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. So all of it needs to be done today. So, but I did have a lunch break. I had a bit of a break and had my lunch. So these are the questions that we need to look at to help us work out how long, the duration of time that was my lunch break. So here is what time I started eating my lunch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 past 1. And I stopped eating my lunch at 20 to 2. 20 to 2. So I need to ask myself some questions before I can work out the duration of my lunch break. What's the start time? So I started eating my lunch at 20 past 1. What is the end time? I stopped eating my lunch at 20 to 2. I'd finished. So how long, or how can we show this on the clock? Looks like this. I've coloured in all of the time between the start and the end of my lunch. And how long did this event last? So if I see clearly here, I can count in my 5 times table to help me work out how long was my lunch break. 5, 10, 15, 20. Sorry, need to start here. That's the mistake. You can't start here because it hasn't been 5 minutes. That would mean it started here. So 5, 10, 15. Oh, goodness me. 5, 10, 15, 20. So my lunch break was 20 minutes long. So that's the trick. A bit like when we're measuring, we can't start at 1. We have to start at 0. This is our 0. Then we count on from 4. 5, 10, 15, 20. Lunch break was 20 minutes long. Phew, we got there in the end. Okay, here is a little thing for you to look at. You might want to pause me and work it out. You need to look at the start time. You need to look at the end time. Here, this has been coloured in. This is the time that's passed. How many minutes is the duration of this activity? So someone was doing something from 11 o'clock until 11:15. This is how long they were doing it for. Maybe they were doing a bit of Joe Wicks, or maybe it's how long the walk was. Whatever event it is, the time has passed, and you need to work out how many minutes was this activity. Here is the same. You've got all of the information you need. You've got the start time, the end time, and it shows you how much time has passed. And here, you haven't got the information on the clock. So you can, with your finger, just draw on your screen which one it is, where does it finish. Think about what bit you would colour in to show that how much time has passed and how many minutes. So you might want to pause me here, because I'm going to go on to the next slide now to show you the answers. Okay, well done for shouting at your screen and pointing at it and working all of that out. So here, you might notice already what the minute hand has done. The minute hand has turned a quarter turn, and you know by now that a quarter turn, quarter of an hour, is 15 minutes. But you can also count 5, 10, 15. Okay, here the start time was 11:30, and the end time was 10 to 12. 10 to 12. So we needed to work out the duration of this event. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 minutes had passed. Now this one was a bit tricky, and you can see here that I've tried to colour it in like this, and I couldn't get my laptop to do that for me, so I had to make a random shape. But here I'd drawn on 5 past 2. I know what that looks like, and I know what 5 to 3 looks like. So that I had tried to draw it on, but I did need to count in between. So I'm going from here, I need to stop at 5 to. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So this one was 50 minutes long. Okay, well done for that. It's a lot of counting and remembering where the start was, where the end was, and counting in between. Okay, so Iqbal leaves school at 3:15. He arrives home at 5 to 4. How long was Iqbal's journey? So what I had done here, I'm just going to get rid of that for a second, is I had got my line ready to mark off when he got home. So he got home at 5 to 4. So that would help me if I could see where I need to stop counting. And then I know that I need to count from here all the way around as if I was the minute hand, because he stops at 5 to 4. So my minute hand is going to stop there when he's home. And then I need to count how long his journey was. So I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. That might help you at home to count. I'm going to give you a minute to count how long it takes him. Okay, let's see if you got the answer right. It was 40 minutes. That is how long it took him. Let's check. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It took him 40 minutes. The clock, the minute hand, had moved around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times to make 40 minutes. Okay, well done. Super. So that's what we mean. We mean duration of time. We mean, do you know, or can you work out how long it took someone to do something if you know their start time and their end time? So here are some of your activities to do at home. Please remember that you don't need to do all of these. They are just up there so that you can stay nice and busy at home. And I know some of you love to do all of your maths or love to do all of your writing, but please remember that you don't need to do all of them every week. You can choose the ones that you want to do. So the first thing to do is to keep a duration diary at home. So this might be, you might have this already. You might know that you are allowed 20 minutes on your tablet, or you are allowed half an hour to watch TV. Or maybe you want to start timing how long it takes you to eat your lunch. How long do you have for a lunch break? Or maybe you want to start looking at the clock before you leave for your outdoor walk, and then think about what time you got home and see if you can work out the duration of all of those things you do at home. There is a clock diary to help you. You could put things on here. You could draw start of lunchtime, end of lunchtime, and you could work out the duration of time. Or you might want to think about what you were doing at home for Google Classroom, and think about how long you've spent on each activity. So lots of practical things to do to help you, remember or think about your duration of time. The next one is your White Rose activity. I'm going to talk about that one in a second. You don't need to listen to me talk about it if you don't want to, but sometimes it helps to hear my voice explain some of the questions. Okay, the last one is like activity 1. There are some extra questions, a little bit like the ones that we've just done, like this one, for you to have a go at if you want to. Okay, well done. I'm going to read the White Rose in a second, but I'll just say this now. Remember that you've got your ED assignment to do, and remember that there is the times table game to have a go at if you want. Okay, well done. This is our White Rose sheet for the find duration of time. That's our second activity. So question 1, says match the durations on the clock to the labels. So here you've got some units of time, 15 minutes, 40 minutes, 5 minutes, and half an hour. And here you've got some of the time coloured in. So use your times tables, use your 5 times tables to count in 5s. So 5, and that will help you match up how many minutes these clocks show to the duration. So remember that you can pause me and listen to each question, or you can listen to me read the whole thing and then go and have a go yourself. So whichever you want to do. Okay, question two. Which clock shows a 30-minute duration? So one of these clocks shows 30 minutes. So remember that you would need to count 5, 10, 15, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, so which one shows you 30 minutes? Talk to a partner about what you notice. So talk to your grown-ups at home or your siblings. What do you notice about all of these clocks? Which one shows a 30-minute duration? Or which clocks, which ones? Okay, which clock shows a 15-minute duration? So you might see a pattern now. And again, talk to your grown-ups or your siblings. What do you notice about each of these clocks? Which clocks show a 15-minute duration? Okay, well done. Question 4. Tommy sat down to play a game at 1:15. The game took 20 minutes. Draw the hands on a clock to show what time the game finished. So draw the hands on this clock, maybe with a different coloured pencil. If you've printed it out, it's a little bit like what we did before. So you know that you've got 1:15. The game took 20 minutes. So you need to count on in your 5s, 10, 15, 20, and think about where the minute hand is going to end up. Question 5, the table shows information about some children's journeys to school. So you've got name of child, you've got Annie, Alex and Jack, and you've got what we've looked at before. You've got their start time, you've got the end of their journey time, and then you need to work out how much time has passed. What's the minute hand? How many times has the minute hand moved around in your 5-minute intervals to work that out? Okay, so you've got question 4 and 5 again, but what you have got here is the rest of question 5. So if you just follow this straight down, you've got some more children and you've got their times filled in, but you haven't got their clocks filled in. So here what you need to do is you know that the journey time took 20 minutes and you know what time they left home, but you don't know what time they arrived at school. You need to work that out, counting on 20 more minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, where is the minute hand going to end up? Same for Dexter. You know that his journey time took 15 minutes and you know that he got to school at 20 to 9. So you need to work out if the journey took him 15 minutes, you've got to count back to work out what time he left home. Complete the table. And then here is each statement true or false. So you've got some information about the table that's written down. And you need to say, yeah, that's true because of so-and-so, or no, that's false. So let's do the first one together. Annie arrived at school first. So we don't know that one yet because we haven't worked this one out, but when you do, you'll be able to say Annie arrived at school first. If we have a look at this one already, we can look from this one. Annie arrived at school at 9 o'clock. Alex arrived at school at 5 to 9. And Jack arrived at school at 10 to 9. Dexter arrived at school at 20 to 9. So Annie arrived at school first. No, she didn't. Alex arrived 5 minutes before her. Jack arrived 10 minutes before Annie did. And Dexter arrived 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before Annie did. So that one is false. So you've got Jack left home first. Mo and Dexter left home at the same time. Annie left home before Jack. And Alex arrived at school after Jack. So have a think which one is true, which one is false. Then it says make up your own true or false questions about the table to test your partner. So can you make up a question like these ones and test somebody at home? Okay, well done, we're nearly there. Question 6, Whitney watched TV from 6:10 until 6:45. That is her TV time. How long did she spend watching TV? So you've got to count, imagine that you are the minute hand, count all the way around until 6:45. Okay, that is it for this week. There are all of the things attached to your Google Classroom. Very well done. I can't wait to see what you have been getting up to with time this week. Okay, well done everybody. Bye-bye.